Hola y bienvenidos a Deuces Wild All-Star Edition. What's up, Thrill?
EB, guess what? You are in the South. So now, when you talk about Prairieville, Louisiana, you are in South Haven, Mississippi, in the heat of the South.
I've quickly learned after being here a full week now exactly how and why they call this the dirty South.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Now you get it. Now you get it.
Bro, literally, I can't walk out of my fucking hotel room, dude, without taking a live shower.
Trey, why don't you go get another chair? Okay. Yeah, no, it's amazing. I mean, when you have heat and humidity, it's like you immediately start freaking sweating every time you turn around. So it's pretty interesting. So,
dude, I feel like I'm living my life outside with a pancake on my face.
Oh, it's amazing, bro. It's amazing. People, you go around the country and people talk about how hot it is here and how hot it is there. No. You ain't seen hot till you mix hot with humidity. And then, believe it or not, I mean, here's a byproduct of it. You learn how to use pine tar because you don't want to chunk the back because you're sweating like crazy. And then, like we talked about before, I mean, guys down here kind of know how to pitch, with the heat and the humidity. And so a lot of the times where I'm watching, like the Giants notes on like AA or AAA or whatever, and people are going, the pitchers had a rough time dealing with the gripping the ball and the humidity. Well, we have it figured out down here, brother, because we got it all the time.
Dude, those motherfuckers cheat. They know exactly what they're doing. It's like whatever the combo is, they take, whether it's the rosin. I mean, if you remember, what's up, Trey?
How you doing, Mr. Burns?
Fantastic, dude. Great to see you. But if you take rosin and whoever it was that was talking about it, and I think it was Matt Scherzer, starts getting clumpy, right?
Yeah.
But just even the rosin with a little moisture, all of a sudden, like, becomes crazy sticky. I'm down here with Troy Gloss, former World Series MVP, longtime Anaheim Angel, and Troy today, like, tossed me a ball. And I'm like, what is this? And like just a grip on the ball. And basically, I want to say that he said it was like literally maybe a little, I don't know if it's sunscreen. Like there's something that made this ball like crazy sticky.
Yeah.
And I was shocked, and I didn't think about it because this is gonna be the second week of coaching down here in the South. And it was, last week was so ridiculously hot and sweaty and everything else. But it seems like the pitchers did okay, at least, finding a grip on the baseball. But there's got to be something in the formula, like you said, for like the Braves or whoever else is playing in that humidity outdoors for them to be able to grip the ball.
Yeah, and that's kind of what you're talking about with like Scherzer and giving everybody grief about it. It's like when you sweat a lot and you use a lot of rosin, it actually gets a little tacky because rosin is a form of pine tar. And so, you add a little water to it, it gets a little tacky. So that's the way it is. So, but anyway,
all right,
got the game on behind you. My man, TC, he was letting me know what was going on. Who hit the homer for the AL?
Yandy Diaz.
Yandy Diaz.
Okay.
Yeah, the first sacker for the Rays, nicely done. And then the Nationals came. The NL came back and they got a run. How'd they get a run?
On I think an RBI single by Arias.
Oh, nice. The hit machine. The hit machine.
Well, dude, that's our guy, bro. And like literally, dude, he is fucking incredible. I've never seen anybody like him. You and I have talked about the comparisons to Tony Gwynn, but this guy just continues to impress and impress. In the All-Star game so far, he's seen 2 pitches. And he's 2 for 2 now with an RBI.
Hey, he is up there ready to hack, baby. He's up there ready to hack. So,
Dude, it's absolutely freaking incredible, man.
hey,
I don't like. Go
Gene and
ahead.
Linda want to know if you got mosquitoes, and I got to tell you guys, hey, when you got 1,000 degrees, there are no mosquitoes until it starts to rain. So,
Dude, it's why is like tonight I started getting freaking absolutely mobbed by the mosquitoes out here, but they
Yeah.
do follow the rain, huh? Like
oh yeah,
it's
oh yeah.
really, and I guess it's the same thing in Tahoe. We have a shit ton of mosquitoes right now because all the melting snow.
Yeah, no, you're right. And I mean, when it's hot and everything dries up, you don't see any mosquitoes. All of a sudden, you get a little afternoon, thunderstorm. You get a little puddle of water here, puddle of water there. They come on out of the woodworks, and especially when it gets dark, right around that half hour before. Sure enough, dark, they're out and about. But if it's 1,000 degrees outside, they ain't coming out.
So All-Star game wise, thrill. What were 5, 6 time All-Star for
Six,
you?
yeah, six.
What was that experience like?
You know what? I loved it. Stephen Luker's on here, and he said, would you want to have the jerseys like they have now, or would you want to have your own jersey and represent your own team? And back then it was represent your own team. Even though it was an All-Star game, and so for me, I really enjoyed going out there, with Giants on my chest and representing the team. Um, I had some great moments out there. I was the leading vote getter for the National League one of the years.
Ooh.
I hit a 3-run homer in the All Star game in '94.
Night too.
'92, excuse me. Sorry, Trey. Nice job. Nice job. He knows better than I do. But '92, I hit a 3-run home off of Rick Aguilera. So had some really good All Star memories.
Where was that game? San Diego?
San Diego, San Diego
It
took
was.
took
Gosh
Aguilera
damn,
the
I'm
other
good.
way.
When you go there, what is it like? There's so much of the festivities and everything, especially now, right? You got the red carpet show, you
Yeah,
got the home run
yeah.
derby, all that. Did you ever compete in the home run derby?
I competed in the home run derby in Toronto. Cal Ripken won it that year, um, but it wasn't like the home run derby now. This was
No,
just yeah. You get like 10 swings, and
10.
whoever like the top 2 or 3 or whatever move on to the finals or whatever. That's the way it was. And now as you guys saw, I mean, they make such a big deal about it, and you know, a lot of these guys, that's what they do. I mean, they take home run derbies every day during bat practice. So it's kind of fun, watching it. And Trey was telling me, what was it Rodriguez hit 41 in one round,
Yeah, J Rod.
J Rod, and then who hit 35?
Randy Arozarena.
Randy Arozarena.
Rosarena.
So I mean, you're talking about just 2 rounds of timed swings, and you go in yard over 30 times. I mean, it's pretty crazy what these guys are doing now.
Yeah, yes and no, because I think you guys would have done the same thing had you been given the opportunity and trained for it. What are your thoughts on the home run derby and it affecting your swing in the second half of the season?
Yeah, no, I mean, I consciously thought about that. Matter of fact, when I was in the home run derby, I was like, no, I'm just only going to swing at pitches I can hit line drives on, and if they go out, great. If not, no biggie. But I did not want to get to the point where you're putting on a show and you're over swinging, and then a few days later you got to go back to being your regular dude again. So tried to do that, and it worked out pretty good.
Your favorite All Star game memory, obviously the 3-run homer.
Yeah, yeah, I'd have to say that one. That was my favorite. We were down there,
Were you
and
were you the were you the MVP?
no, no,
Why not?
because we didn't win. I hit the 3-run homer like late in the game to put us close.
Okay,
So,
okay.
Griffey
but
won.
Griffey won it that year.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know he went deep. He went deep the other way, didn't he, or something like that?
yeah, he did.
Yeah, and then we I watched some unbelievable games. You know, Rick Russell was starting for us in Anaheim one year, and Bo Jackson took him out of center. first like at bat. So that's how that game got started. So some interesting All-Star games.
Well, let's hold on. Let's back up here because that is my most memorable moment in my life of the All-Star game. It was Big Daddy Rick Russell, and I was a huge Giants
Yeah,
fan,
yeah,
taking the mound in Anaheim against Bo Jackson. And Bo Jackson was at the height of his career at this point, I felt like, and he gets his sinker down and in from Big Daddy, and
yeah,
he inside outs it. And it's like,
yep,
okay, here's a double. And it ends up on the fucking hitter's eye halfway up,
yeah,
going 400 and some odd feet, dude. It was one of the
yeah,
most insane things I've ever seen.
yeah. He took an inside heater and what we call stay inside of it. He stayed inside of it and he hit the crap out of that one. So
What were you thinking when you saw that?
I mean, I had played against Bo in college. I knew, what he was capable of, but it was like, you know, doing that, staying inside the ball, and like you said, hitting it 450 feet or whatever. It's like, all right, there's kind of a next level of strength right there.
So hold on a second, dude, because if you played against Bo in college, and let's just say Bo Jackson is running down the line.
Oh God,
you're
oh
you're at
God.
first base, man. Like I would be fucking. Tell me
So,
about it.
so anyway, Bo was kind of at that time he was kind of new to the sport. He didn't have that many at bats, and so our scouting report on him was how to pitch him and all that, and play defense and all that. And I went up to my shortstop because every now and then he had a tendency to drop down. He'd sail one into the line. And I'm like, hey, whatever you do, don't be sailing one into the line with this big bastard running right here. And I'll be damned if Bo didn't top one. Here he comes running in, and he freaking sidearms that thing, freaking shot up in the line. And I stretched, and I thought I gave Bo enough room, but evidently I didn't because that big train ran my ass over. And
No.
I got up and seeing a few stars, and he comes up to me, pats me on the ass. He's like, "Hey, you all right, Thrill?" So at that time, it was thunder or lightning or whatever he called me. Hell, I don't know. And I go, "Yeah." I said, "I'm fine." I said, "You didn't get me full on." He goes, "No." He says, "I took it easy on you." I was like, God damn! Thank God, because I was seeing stars as it was.
Oh shit, dude. He's the greatest athlete I've ever seen, and I'll make an
Yeah, he's
argument.
amazing, amazing. And you see some of those guys. You see like Kirk Gibson. Being an ex-football player, and when he came down the line, I mean, it sounded like a freight train. I mean, he was huffing and puffing, and you knew exactly where he was, and he was getting down the line. Well, now you put Bo out there, and it's the same thing. Except you can't hear him coming. That's first off, and then second off, he's like 50, 60 pounds heavier than Gibson. It's like, oh, Jesus.
Well, the difference is this too, like, and it's so perfectly said there because Bo he was such a graceful runner, which made
Yeah,
him one of the greatest running backs who's ever lived.
yeah,
But you couldn't hear him because he's running on his toes and he's maximizing his speed.
yeah.
And then you have that psycho Kurt Gibson, who I had as a coach. And you know what I called him? Like literally his nickname. I go, "Yo, psycho," and that was it. Like psycho this, that, psycho that. Dude, Kurt Gibson, like he literally, when he was running down the line, Bo Jackson was running down the line. If he happens to make contact with you, oh well, he wasn't looking for it. Kurt Gibson, that motherfucker was looking for it, dude. That guy wanted to take your head off.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting. Hey, I just happened to peek in the chat room, and our buddy from the Bay Area, Tommy Aliotti's on there, who also has a house over there in Tahoe, and they got that American Century Golf Classic going on over there. And it was kind of funny. Tommy actually caddied for me at some of the ones that we had, with the 49ers there at Pebble Beach. And so I was trying to get in on that American Century deal because it's like, I think it's kind of funny. You got all of these yahoos that are playing in the freaking golf tournament, and they're all from New York and everywhere else. And you got like no San Francisco Giants. You got maybe one or two 49ers. The Raiders when they were here. The A's, the only guy I saw in there from the A's was Mark Mulder. And
Yep.
it's like how can you not have Buster Posey or Will Thrill or Matt Cain or
Yep.
somebody
Yep.
out there to represent the Giants? You're in freaking Tahoe,
That's
And
stupid.
so anyway, so at one point I was actually trying to push to get to go play over there, and then what happened, believe it or not, was the old number jersey retirement came up, and I said, hell with the golf. I'll go with the number jersey retirement thing.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more though, because you're right. Like, there's not enough Bay Area representation. It's funny because it's not like my golf games where I would want it to be to play in something like that. But obviously, you look at some of the golfers in there, and it's not a bunch of dudes that are scratch or plus
No,
handicaps
no.
like a Mark Mulder, who's going to go and compete and win every year. But if I'm going to the event and I'm going to be out on the boat or I'm going to be following a guy around, dude, I want to follow. Like, they're all local people. It's like
Yeah,
it's
hell
not like
yeah.
people are coming from all over the fucking
Hell
country to
yeah.
watch this.
Yeah, no.
I guess their only argument could be to get more of a national scale would be that it's the TV element, but I want people there. I want huge crowds, man, and I want them to come for the local athletes.
Yeah, no, look. Hey, look, if it ever happens where you and I, go out there, we play, the one thing in our main goal is beating Charles Barkley. That's all I care about. I'm gonna be better. I'm gonna be better than Sir Charles with that freaking idiot hitch and the giddy up. One of them numbers that he's got going on.
Another Auburn alum.
There you go, another Auburn alum. Give me some, Trey. You're working on it. Oh, speaking of Auburn alums, I have right here, ladies and gentlemen, the 2023 San Francisco Giants draft class.
Okay,
So
yes,
if
let's
you
get on
want to,
it.
bullshit a little bit about the draft class, we can do that if you want.
Dude, I know nothing about it other than the fact that Tommy Troy out of Stanford came up to Tahoe. He was staying with a buddy of mine, and
Right.
I ended up going out to dinner with him. And after we hit it off, and then the next day, it was like he didn't want to get hurt, so he wasn't golfing, he wasn't playing pickleball, he wasn't doing anything. He basically was just like, man, I don't know, I'm just gonna hang out. Maybe I'll go check out the lake, but he wouldn't want to do any wake surfing or I see the fun activities that you would normally do. So I go, dude, do you want to go hit? He's like, yeah. I said, all right, let's go. And I took him to go hit. And this guy was so meticulous with his routine. You would have been fired up, man. I mean, everything, top hand, bottom hand, 5-ball drill, the way he worked worked the tee. He's one of the most pure hitters in the draft. Anyway, long story short, he went 12th overall to the Arizona Diamondbacks, and they got themselves a good one.
Oh, that's good. That's good. So with the Giants' first pick, they pick a kid out of Virginia, two-way player. He's a left-hand batter, right-handed thrower, and evidently he's the best two-way player in high school in the country. So
Yep,
that's
I
what
know
we got.
exactly what number did they get him?
They got him at 16. His name's Bryce Eldridge.
Dude, I
And
know exactly who he is. They call him the next Otani, bro.
yeah, no, he's 6'7", 223. So big old fella there. And then number 2 pick, they got a high school shortstop by the name of Walker Martin, who's a left-handed hitter, and evidently he's a pretty decent little high school hitter. And then it goes kind of from there. With picks 3 and 4, they got 2 SEC shortstops. They got Cole Foster from Auburn with the 3rd pick, and then Maui Ahuna from Tennessee with the with the 4th pick. So actually, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 4 shortstops that were drafted by the Giants this year. Shortstops slash second baseman. So I don't know how we look at that, but you're drafting shortstops.
Okay. I have a couple thoughts on that. Number one, I feel like you could always make a shortstop an outfielder if you had to. Right?
Yeah.
They're good enough athletes. So they're typically the best athletes on the field.
Right.
That said, shortstops and ideally, like I would need a shortstop with speed if I'm going to translate him to an outfield, because it's not every single shortstop has blazing speed. They usually have quick feet and they move really well, but it doesn't necessarily always translate to blazing speed. Short second is pretty much the same position, right? And then if you're a really good shortstop, you should be able to play third too. So if you draft an infielder, you're thinking, okay, I have a shortstop, a second baseman, or a third baseman. Like if all 3 of them sign, one's going to play short, one will play second, one will play third, probably, right?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. You got to move them around. One of the interesting things we did, like I told you, the 2 that I mentioned, we only drafted 2 kids from the SEC. And, this is a few years in a row where, the Giants really have not tapped into the SEC. And I'm wondering what's going on there, being as the SEC is by far the best baseball, college facilities, all that sort of stuff in the country. We got 2 guys from Maryland. We got their catcher, and we got one of their pitchers. And then we got 2 guys, believe it or not, from Princeton. We got an outfielder, and we got another outfielder. So we got both outfielders from Princeton. So pretty interesting as far as the draft goes, There's our
speaking
boy,
of
Nick.
Nick Castellanos.
Yeah.
Nick Castellanos.
That's your and you have a great Nick Castellanos story, Thrill. You haven't shared it in a while. Go ahead.
I don't know if you heard this story, Trey, but Nick Castellanos he was playing against Richmond in AA. It was a few years ago. And Nick was there, and he came up to me before the game, and, hey, Will, Nick Castellanos. Hey, Nick, you're having a great year, keep it up and all that. He says, I got an interesting story for you. And I go, what? He goes, do you remember a left-handed pitcher from Italy that threw you a hanging breaking ball?
What?
And I go, yeah, Nick. I said, I caught that ball pretty good. He goes, yeah. He said, that ball's still going. He said, that was my dad. So I took Nick Castellanos' dad deep at Dodger Stadium when he was pitching for Italy in the '84 Olympic Games.
Holy shit.
Sold out Dodger Stadium?
Yeah, it was smacked. Dodger Stadium was packed. Everybody was USA, USA. I mean, the whole time. So,
what's your take on, like you said, drafting positions? Like, because typically the teams will tell you we're going to draft the best available player, but I mean, I'm looking at it, and there's a couple teams, and this was really interesting too. I forget who they are, but they drafted like all college kids. Like it was like not one high school kid, and they're obviously have a theory behind that.
do you know who that was?
Who?
What team that drafted all college guys?
All college guys?
So here's one way to look at it. One way to look at it is you are drafting guys who are in college. They have 3 more years being coached, and they are generally going to be more polished.
They're closer to the finished product. Oh shit!
Oh, look at that grenade!
Ball thrown away.
Look at that grenade! And so if you got a college guy, especially like we were talking about, some of these teams that your SEC schools, your ACC schools, stuff like that. These guys have been taught the right way to do things, and believe it or not, I mean, they, the teams can buy into the fact that, hey, look, these guys are a little bit more polished than the high school kids that we're going to get, and we might have to do 3 more years of better coaching,
So, I went to Mississippi State today.
Oh
no! I'm sorry. I fucked that up. I went to Ole Miss today.
Yeah, you went to
Ole Miss
Oxford.
today.
It's a lot closer to Southampton.
Oxford. I went to Ole Miss today. I was taken aback by their stadium. I mean, it's a AAA stadium, dude. It
All
was
right,
insane.
so now you're gonna laugh at this one. All right. So you saw Ole Miss's stadium, and you're like, whoa, that kind of thing. Mississippi State
Yeah.
Mississippi State Stadium's twice as good as that because they spent 70 million on it.
Come on.
I swear to God, it's amazing. It is absolutely amazing what's going on in
So,
college baseball.
well, so then I went and looked up what the Ole Miss coach makes per season. And they were the 2022 national champs.
Yeah.
His new contract is for $1.65 million a year. What the fuck?
Hey, college guys can make some cash now.
Well, God, yeah. I mean, if they're looking for a travel ball coach / Savannah Banana experienced manager, like, yeah, go ahead. EB at nofilter.net. Hit me up with an email. I'm in.
Hey, look, not only the college coaches getting paid, but then, some of the other stuff we talked about before trickles down, they sign the bat contracts for the team and the coaches get a little some out of that deal. And so, just what you're seeing, 1.65, he's probably making more like 2 after everything's said and done.
Oh, yeah, I was, and it's funny, Thrill, because Trey, you would have loved it. This is what it looked like. Ooh, what a nice piece of hitting
right there.
Hell yeah. They were running too. So, yeah, the Cano's on the mound. It was Austin Riley.
Austin Riley, he can do it a little bit. Nice player.
So you were asking me, Mr. Murray?
Yeah, so check this out. Trey, check this out. So there was a guy today. I really liked how this happened. I looked out on the mound, and it looked like, I don't know, a 25, 30-year-old dude on the mound, and the catcher was just a big catcher. And they were there at a baseball camp, and the guy was probably throwing 75, 80. Like, he wasn't thumping, but he was putting it in there decently firm, and he was throwing breaking balls and having fun with it. It was a high school camp. And so you had teams on each side, and they were going at it. But there was one pitcher. The pitcher was just the whole bit. It was pretty cool to watch. So, yeah, Ole Miss, I'm all about it. 100% would think about sending Biscuit there.
Yeah, they all of those schools down there, you're talking about, Ole Miss and whatever it might be. Those guys, they all put on like summer camps. I know Mississippi State has a big one. I know LSU's got one. And there's a ton of like high school kids that go to those summer camps and those clinics and love it.
Yeah.
Hey, before we get off the draft too, we drafted a guy in the 15th round with the 450th pick. Guy's name's Dylan Carmouche, big tall left-hander. And I actually worked with Dylan when he was in high school on the hitting side of things, but the hitting didn't go too good for him. So he went to Mississippi State, believe it or not, and then he didn't pitch, so he transferred to Tulane. He pitched a few times at Tulane, and the Giants drafted him because he's 6'6", 225. But he's got some, I guess you want to say, arm slot issues. I think if he figures it out, because he throws 95, 94, 95, I think if you figure it out, he'll be okay.
Where did you meet him, and how did you start working with him?
Hey, he's from Baton Rouge. He's from here, and the guy that Trey and I would go hit in his cages and all that, Bill Daly. He introduced me to him, and the guy wanted to see if he could get some personal lessons, coming from a left-hander. And so, like I said, I worked with him a little bit, but he wasn't necessarily a hitter. He's more of a pitcher. So, and while we're talking about stuff, this, ladies and gentlemen, is all of the stuff that I wrote down or accumulated from Eugene, Oregon. So
And Trey, you went too, right?
What? Yes, I did.
You went to Eugene too, correct?
Yes, sir. And we
Okay.
Well, went there to watch the animals play, and get myself a chance to swing the bat in the cages and
Oh hell yeah!
like that,
and then
and got to be back one.
Power Shag, Bat Boy, but not only was he Bat Dude, but then they had one guy that like took vacation, so they were down a Bat Boy. So not only did Trey get the bats, but then he ran all the balls out to the umpires. I mean, Trey had worked up a lather the whole time, huh?
Yes, sir.
Heck yeah! All right, Trey, then I'm going to start with you before I let your dad get into it.
Okay.
Who was the number one player that you were most impressed with?
Oh man. I think Dad can answer that question.
Oh, you're gonna pawn it off on me? Come on, take a guess. I mean, you saw all the guys. Well, like who? Grant McCrae, somebody like that?
Well, Grant McCrae, and
oh, we had a no hitter while we were there.
Oh yes,
Tell them about that.
Come on!
Who threw that?
Oh my God!
Who started that game? Remember?
Hayden Birdsong.
Hayden Birdsong. That's right. That's right. So good job.
4 pitchers.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay, well, let's start. Well, let's talk about that because we just had a combined no hitter in Major League Baseball. What are your thoughts on a combined no hitter compared to a no hitter that's done appropriately by one man?
Yeah, no, I like it when it's done appropriately by one man, but in today's game, this is the way it is. And with the San Francisco Giants, they put a pitch limit on these guys. These guys cannot throw more than 75 pitches. And so Birdsong
75?
75, that's all they throw.
What a bunch of pussies, man. Jeez.
I'm right. Hey, look, you know me and being old school and all that sort of stuff. I want guys to figure out how to go 6, 7 innings. I don't want to just have them wail and bail and after 4 or whatever. So anyway, this guy Birdsong's got really good stuff. Tall right-hander, nice easy fluid motion, 94, 95, slider change, and he made it look pretty easy. And then we had some relievers came in that kind of finished it off. Next day we won like 8-2.
Yeah.
And then we lost 2 games in a row. We came back, played a good ball game, won that one. And then the last game, we were up in the 9th, and we did a terrible job of sequencing pitches. We threw the wrong pitches to the wrong dudes at the wrong time. And so we wound up losing that game.
How are they communicating pitches in the minor leagues? Are they still calling signs?
Nope, catcher's calling them. Just like everything else, catcher's calling them. And what is kind of funny about it is the kid that called the no-hitter is a 19-year-old. The same kid was calling the pitches the last inning where we gave up all the runs.
Brent Rooker! Oh, shit, man. He just hit an opposite field double for the American League, the only representative of the Oakland Athletics.
Oh, man.
Going oppo, but he got screwed. Well, now I'm not sure if he would have scored anyway.
Right.
But there it is. And then Soto, who's a part of the broadcast, and he has the IFB in his ear, and he's talking to whoever it is. I don't know if it's Joe Davis and John Smoltz, but that'll be an RBI right here. But Soto gets a late break on the ball, and he fucks it up while he's having communications with the broadcast team. You can't make this shit up.
You can't make it up. This is exactly why I told you that I never did that shit during the game.
Never. Dude,
Yeah,
you know me. I'm Mr. Media, bro. I
Hey.
am. And I'm all into it. But I would never, the one thing I said is during a game, I never want a mic around me. Do not want it. I don't want it affecting, I don't want me thinking about anything else but my job on the field. And sure enough,
Guess
Soto,
what? Guess
a
what?
horrific route to the ball. It drops, and now the American League's up.
Got the shit in his ear, and the ball finds you. What happens? Ball goes over his head, then the next ball, where is it? Right at you. Oh, we got an ejecto bat. There's the guy that won the home run derby. He can't hang on to the bat. Look at that crap. Oh, and by the way, Rooker is a Mississippi State guy. He is the second. Yep. He's the second Mississippi State Triple Crown winner. Got first round draft choice by the Twins. Came through their organization, and now he's with the A's.
So how much you follow Mississippi State as opposed to the national champions this year, LSU? Because LSU's in your backyard.
LSU's in my backyard, but I tell everybody, I'm like, if you got MF'd as bad as I did at LSU when I was at Mississippi State, I said you wouldn't follow them either. But I mean, my statue's in front of the ballpark at Mississippi State, so I pay attention to those guys, and LSU, you hear about it down here because you got all of the freaking armchair quarterbacks that think that they're the coach. And they just need to shut up, sit there, and watch the kids go out there and play.
Yeah,
as far as LSU goes, they had a boatload. I couldn't even tell you how much. I think it's over $1 million in NIL money on that team this year.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
I mean, that shit's for real, man. That's where they got Tommy Tanks.
There you go. And then that's how they got Skeens too. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Was Skeens a transfer?
Oh, came from Air Force.
Oh, you sickos. LSU, you sneaky little bastards.
Yeah, you see.
Golly, man. Good for them, though. Yeah. Hey, you want we
talk about it, and everybody in the chat room kind of knows it. It's not recruiting anymore. It's buying. I'm buying a team. I'm not recruiting.
Well, who gives a shit? Good for the kids. Because other than that, they were taking advantage of them.
Hey, guess what?
They were.
This is the funny part. This is the absolute funny part, is the fact that these kids, they're getting the cash now, and they're like, yeah, give me cash. Yeah, give me cash. All the way until April 15th shows up, and they got to pay taxes, and they're like, wait.
Oh,
yeah, buddy, you got to pay taxes now, like the rest of us. Give it up.
So it's a signing bonus. So essentially, if they got that, that's 50%, dude. 50% of your bonus is gone. And then I guarantee you, come to California, it's even fucking more than that. You're probably giving like 70% away.
You know it, brother. You know it.
Oh,
anyway, what else we got working here? Oh, we ran right by Eugene. Let me get back to Eugene.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, so this Birdsong kid, he came up from San Jose this year, and he's already, in high A. He's doing well. Really good stuff. We got a guy out of Notre Dame. He's been in the organization a few years. Left-hand pitcher by the name of John Michael Bertrand. Absolute pro. I mean, pro all the way through. Throws, probably 91. Has a 4-pitch mix and knows how to pitch. I mean, knows how to pitch. And it was fun watching him throw. I enjoyed watching him.
All right. So let's step back for a second. John Michael
Bertrand.
Okay. Yeah, anybody who has 3 names is either the president or a serial killer. One or the other. Right?
And
this one just happens to be a pitcher.
Yeah, no. So we got him. There's 2 kids in the bullpen threw the ball real well. Matt Olson, and then he's a right-hander, little short guy, and then another guy is Hunter Dula. And Hunter is kind of like a little trivia quiz. He's from like right around where Madison Bumgarner's from. His family knew Bumgarner's family, and somebody coached somebody and all that. So Dula's he's a North Carolina guy. So that's pretty cool.
Is that where Bumgarner's from? North Carolina?
Hickory, North Carolina.
Fuck, man. I mean, Hickory something. Yeah, I know that.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I mean,
yeah. Hey, you're in the
Hick,
South,
North
right, man. You
Carolina.
go over there. That's a different part of the South, Jack.
Bro.
So anyway,
I got stories. I got stories for you. I have stories. I cannot tell them.
I know.
It's no filter fucking network. I cannot tell them. I have a couple stories for you, and it'll get you crying. And let's just put it this way: they come from an 11-year-old in the South for the first time.
Oh my God!
Just
put it this way. We will talk about that in person.
Oh, it's so funny, man.
As far as position players go, the leadoff hitter that's there, and he's kind of the guy that everybody's really paying attention to. His name is Grant McRae. He is Rodney McRae's son. Remember the guy that ran through the wall in Triple?
Yeah.
All right.
Dad, I'm heading out.
See you, my man.
All
right, brother.
Whoa.
Trey.
We got a bomb right there.
You got a bomb? Was it fair or foul?
Oh shit! It's fair.
Oh, it was a fair. See ya.
Lourdes Gurriel.
And who's pitching? Is that Ray Romano on the mound?
Ray Romano.
Oh wait.
That was Gurriel Jr. that hit it.
Yeah.
All right.
And look at Big Poppy, dude. Those are not the seats that I got when I worked for Fox. This is bullshit.
And that was. It was Romano, by the way, I was throwing.
It was. It's Romano. He hung a curveball. Gurriel stayed inside it. So the ball actually, let's see if it came back fair. That looks foul. Am I missing shit? It's fucking foul.
That is foul.
Or it hit the foul pole.
Either or.
The fair pole? I have no idea. Vladimir Guerrero's like this. Hold on, let's take a look.
Well, put it this way: if you're looking,
that's foul.
You better be up the foul pole a little bit because it was. Anyway, so.
Dude, that is foul. I didn't even.
Look at Big Poppy and A-Rod.
Dude, look at it. Look at this bullshit. So those guys are sitting right there. Dude, I used to work for Fox. You know where they stuck me? The fucking production truck, man.
Oh,
like I was nowhere near the field.
Oh,
they wouldn't even let me in a regular seat. That's so far foul. It didn't hit the pole.
The worst part is you got 6 umpires in this. You got a guy standing 30 feet from that, and he calls it fair. What the hell is he thinking?
Well, they already fucked up a call at second base too.
All right, let's see.
Goes to show you. Let technology take over, dude. There's certain things where life's better.
Ryan Blakeney.
All right, Miss Burns, I'm heading out. Thank you. Appreciate it.
See you, Jack.
Thank you.
Hey, Trey, have a good night, dude.
Okay, I will.
All right, so while we're talking about that, I'll just go back to what we were talking about. All right, and we got a few other position players that are doing well. The guy who was with the Giants for a little bit, he's down there rehabbing, was Donovan Walton. He had some really good passes while he was down there. We got a kid that came up from San Jose, and I'm gonna show you this one. I gotta show you this one. His name's Dupree, except they spell it Dupair. And he's this guy, Burnsy. He's this guy. He goes to swing, and first thing he does, he goes, drops the head. So the shoulder drops, and where are they pitching? Heater's up. He keeps swinging at him. Whenever he makes him bring the ball down, he whacks the hell out of it. So that'll be in the reports. They got a young kid, I told you, 19 years old. He's got a lot of potential. Is Adrian Sugasti. He's our catcher, and this little son of a gun can flat out throw it. He was a 185 to 19 down to second base, catch and throw.
Oh shit!
I was there. He was awesome. So
that's wild, dude. Hey, we're taking a look. This is Gurriel Romano trying to will it foul. I mean, why does Romano look like he's been living under a bridge? I mean, look at him, bro.
Oh, geez, look at that.
Is that a little Steve? Is that a little Steve Bedrosian in him?
Hey,
yeah, Bedrock.
He even like shaved his beard. Hey, they make products now to make you look better than that. Just letting you know that.
And then Gurriel's got the purple hair. He's still sitting there.
Yeah.
The only thing I can think of
because now they made a pitching change after they gave up a foul home run. Now they're making a pitching change.
Yeah, but dude, I don't know if you saw it, and this is every team's worst nightmare, is the trainer walked out to the pitching mound, and they took him out.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't mean to make light of his appearance or anything else. Like he can look up. No. Question for you, because this is another video that we did on No Filter Network Thrill. It was about Ellie De La Cruz. So Ellie De La Cruz is a rookie. He gets called up to the big leagues. He's playing for Licey in the Dominican Winter League this past. He's the number one prospect in baseball. But he's had this amazing year. They talked about potentially putting him on the All-Star team, and I think they should have. Like he's one of the best players I've ever seen in my entire life. I think him and Ohtani are the two best players in the game right now. I'm not kidding.
And he plays for who?
He plays for the Cincinnati Reds. Ellie De La Cruz. Cincinnati Reds.
They came up and stole second, third, and home. Yeah.
Dude, the guy's done everything. He's the most talented player I potentially have ever seen in my lifetime. He's that good. So they asked him to be in the home run derby, and he politely declines. And I'm like, dude, when you have 10 years in and you're fucking Mike Trout, you want to politely decline, cool. When you're Ellie De La Cruz and you're a rookie and you're getting thrust on the scene, if they ask you to do it, you go do it, in my opinion. And where do you stand on this? Because I do respect the element of, hey, look, I'm here, I'm kicking ass, everything's great. I don't want to overdo it. Let me have my All-Star break, and then I can focus on helping the Reds win in the second half of the season. Yeah, or are you like, dude, you're a dude. Just be a dude. You have a responsibility. With great talents comes great responsibility. Go out there and be the dude. Go on full display, and it's great for Major League Baseball.
Yeah, no. So, Tim, we have Jack Daniels for you. As far as your De La Cruz goes, All-Star games are showcases for talent. And for me personally, if you get invited to go do it, it's an honor. So I'm taking the honor. I don't need the 3 or 4 days off, all right, in the middle of the season. I'm used to playing every day. I'm going to play every day. So, they're giving him a chance to, like you said, be in the home run derby. Go be in the home run derby, have some fun. But also get the flip side of things, today's modern player, they're a little different in their thinking. We played every day. So anyway, here's one for you. I'm in Eugene, and one of the guys gets sawed off, and his fingers all busted up, and they said, all right, look, you got to play the next day. And he comes up to me and he goes, hey, I'm a little sore. And I go, okay. I said, get it taped up. And he goes, how do you think I ought to tape it? I said, well, tape your thumb around your wrist down here, and it gives you more stability. And he goes, man, I didn't think of that. I said, yeah. I said, gives you more stability. And I said, you're going to use these fingers anyway to grip the bat for your power. And he did it, got 2 hits the next day. And he was like, thank you, no problem. I'm like, no problem at all. And then we had a guy go into second base at a different ballpark, not in Eugene. And he had a big scab fahib thing like right here. Okay. So he was taping it up, but it was how to hit a homer and then nub one in front the plate. Oh my God, get off of me, ball.
At least you got to give him a hit, right?
No, you got to give him a hit. You got to give him a hit.
You got to give him a hit.
He's like, get off of me, ball. I've never seen one of these before. Watch his pick effort. This is like, He didn't
All
even
right. So as a first baseman, how do you catch that?
You go out and stretch. If you go out and stretch, that's a short hop. And if you play it like
Hell
this,
yeah.
like he's doing, you're gonna get chewed up. Hey, there's my old hitting instructor, the guy that was first into the fight in St. Louis, Dusty Baker.
He was the first in.
He was the first in. If you see the fight in St. Louis, you guys play it again. He's the first guy in on the bottom of the pile. He's right before Maldonado comes over the top and hits Ozzy.
Really? I was
First
gonna
guy.
say, I remember it's Kenny Maldonado.
Check out the video.
We're gonna have to pull it back up.
Yeah, no kidding.
Holy
So anyway,
shit!
So now, all right, it goes back to what we were talking about before. So now this guy's got this big Fahib thing on his hand from where he went sliding and it ripped all his skin off and all that sort of shit, right? So he's wanting to tape it up. I said, dude, instead of taping it up, I said, why don't you put a pad on it? I said, that way when you grab the bat, I said that pad will alleviate, some of the pain you're feeling. He did it, and he's like, man, that was like night and day difference. Thank you, Mr. Thrill. I'm like, yeah, no problem. So these are the kind of things that when you go see the minor leaguers, you try to give them little hints and stuff like that because they don't know how to deal with injuries and shit like that.
Isn't that funny? Because there's so much of professional baseball.
Yeah.
That you only learn through experience and going through it and dealing with the injuries and dealing with, like, for example, I mean, at this point, I'm not trying to.
Yeah, no, I see the scab.
Like the scars,
Yeah.
they
don't go away.
Knowing, so they don't go away. You keep reopening them, and so eventually, like, obviously, I would have the knee pads, but they didn't always help. But that was basically the thing that I would go to is the knee pads to try to stay there. The other thing I would do is I dove all over the outfield, and every single slide was head first. And if you look here, you can see the scars that are there. Like, it's literally, like they're astroturf burns, everything. Don't go away. So what I ended up doing, Thrill, was I would wear that as soon as they came out with a super tight spandex thing. It could be 115 degrees, and I would still wear it because, number one, it'd protect me from the sun, and then it would wick all the sweat away. But most importantly, and the only reason why I really wore it is that it protected my arms from having to deal with all that. I mean, at one point I got one infected, dude. I'm like, holy shit, man! This is straight. I don't know what you call it. What's that thing that you get?
Yeah, no, I get it. And another thing too is, by wearing those sleeves, and you well know, if you're diving on turf, you have a tendency to slide. Whereas if you dove on turf like this, I mean, you'd leave half of this shit on the turf back there.
Your skin. I mean, and that's the old school turf. You and I, by the time I was done, all that shit was gone. All the old school turf.
Yeah.
But dude, that stuff, you slide with that, and that's why I think I still have this scar. It was in Toronto, and I had the funk, man. Whatever the fuck the funk was, I have no idea, but it was the funk, and fully infected. I don't know what I call it. Is it MRSA? Is that what they call it?
That back. Oh shit! They just showed a bat back there. It's yellow and blue and got little stripes all over it and shit. That's funny.
And how about these guys? Look at A-Rod, man.
Who's the guy? Who's the guy all the way on the other? Is that M. Sminger?
No. It looks like M. Sminger a little bit, though, doesn't it? It's I don't know.
One of them idiots.
Oh, Kevin Burkhardt. Kevin Burkhardt, obviously Jeter, Big Papi, and A-Rod. Yeah. I mean, it's almost like one of those jokes, like Kevin Burkhardt, Derek Jeter, Big Papi, and A-Rod walking the bar. What the fuck, man?
Yeah, what's Kevin Burkhardt?
Who does this? Who does that? Who does that? Yeah. Kevin Burkhardt. The guy's smooth, though. Like, if you're gonna hang with those dudes, and that same thing with AM Singer. Like, if you're gonna hang with you're gonna roll with the big dogs. There's an art. There literally is an art to doing it.
I get it. So anyway, Carter Ayers is saying staph infection. Carter, Not
Yeah.
staph infection, dude. It's just sometimes when you get like scabs and stuff like that, like all of a sudden you get this red line. It starts going up, and you go, "Oh shit, that ain't good."
Yeah, that's fucking
So,
staph, man. He's
yeah,
right.
it's
Like,
just
well,
shit.
we
Hey
there's some.
Doc, give me a shot. Get rid of this crap that I got right here, please.
True. That is 100. Give me a shot for the infection, another shot for the
Yeah,
pain.
yeah.
There were a
So,
lot of
so
shots and
I have one of these.
anti-inflammatories.
What's that?
There were shots and anti-inflammatories, and
Oh, they
I mean,
all
there was a
kinds of
time in
crap.
my career every anti-inflammatory you could think of. I'm like,
Yeah.
I
So
don't even remember what it was. I'm just not big on the painkillers. The painkillers never sat well with me.
yeah, no. So 98. I'm freaking hauling ass after a fly ball in Texas, and I run into the wall, and it didn't have a pad on it, and I like pinned my arm in here, and so I had lodged a freaking stupid ass uh, a bone spur loose, and so all of a sudden now I can't straighten out my arm to swing, and so I'm kind of locked up, and we're getting ready to go into the playoffs, and the team doctor says, "What do you want to do?" I said, "Freaking shoot it," and so he cortisones it, and I go about 3 or 4 days, and I can't stand the pain. I'm like, "Shoot it again." He's like, "I can't give you these but once every 3 months." I go, "Listen, jackass." I said, "You're either going to shoot me up and let me play into the playoffs." I said, "or I'm going to tell your bosses that the reason that I'm not playing is because you won't give me the correct medication." And needless to say, I had 5 more cortisone shots to make it through the playoffs, but I made it through the playoffs.
So you told the fucking doctor that?
I told the doctor, either freaking shoot me or you're out of here.
Hey man, what was that? What year was that? 89?
98.
Okay, 98. All right, so we're getting a little
Yeah.
later. A little later in the career. That's when shit started fall. Just starts falling apart a little bit, man. A lot of wear and tear after it's all said and done, right?
Yep. Hey, here comes Camilo Duval. San Francisco
Okay.
Gigantes coming in to pitch.
Well, let's do this. Let's make this the last half inning because I promised Tara I'd be done by 9:30. It's 9:28. So I'm not
Hey,
going to fulfill that
if you
promise.
got to
But I'm
bail,
going to come
if you
pretty.
gotta bail, just bail. No big deal.
No, let's watch Camino Duvall. I say let's.
Miss Tara. I like smell-o-vision.
Which dude, she's not even here. She's down.
I know.
She's downstairs.
Yeah.
She's eating. We have the first game tomorrow for the
All right,
12U team.
So what's she doing now that you and the gang are on the road? Is she like shopping until she drops, or what's she doing?
No, we got the girls here, so they got in
Okay.
late. I was here the first week with the 11U team. Now I don't coach that team. I helped coach that team. I coached third base, but that wasn't my team, right? Like my team, my let them play team is this week.
Yeah.
So we had all original plans were to come for this week, but the 11U team had Colton come play with them, so I came with them. So we were out here a week early. It was a great experience. We got into the final eight, got into the quarterfinals, and ended up getting taken down by what was the number one ranked team in the country, Prime Lujan, 9-8. They walked us off on a clock, basically, because it was an hour 45 minutes. So they started stalling.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But we had
one pitch, 100 miles an hour, and you're out. Attaboy, Camilo, come in there and chunk the shit right in there.
now the Giants thrill
Yo.
for here's Julio Rodriguez. I mean, look at them. I mean, they're going nuts. 41 home runs last night, an All-Star Game record. They fucking
I hope
love
he
him.
gets ready to hit this slider that's coming.
A 90-mile-per-hour slider, right?
Yeah.
Are you going to throw a slider here, or do you challenge him with 100?
Oh, shit, I'm throwing a slider. Watch Duval. Here we go.
Okay. I'm saying he challenges him. This is where his ego gets the best of him. He's like, here's one pitch for you, Julio. One pitch only. Yep, told you, 102.
Right, he did.
102, and it was a fucking strike, and he took it, he called it a ball. I had a feeling. Now he's like, yeah. Third Mariner with multiple All-Star Game selections before turning age, what, 22?
Is that what he
Wow.
is? 22?
Yeah.
Oh, catch up to that gas ahoya there, Julio.
See, if
All
you're
right.
Rodriguez,
All right. So
remember
now,
this.
this is part of hitting. Now, if I'm hitting here, I bail out of the freaking slider because I was late on that one. I think he's gonna throw another heater. Wham! Heater.
See, I think that if you're Rodriguez, or excuse me, if you're Duvall, and you're in the All-Star Game, and it doesn't quote unquote mean anything, like once you like, my number one thing is I want to light up the radar gun. And here
That's
he
what
is,
he's doing.
102 miles per hour. He's lighting up the radar gun. He has you and I talking about this as we do a live alternative broadcast here. Not only Thrill on No Filter Network, but also streamed on Caffeine TV, by the way.
Caffeine TV. Heater.
See ya. He knows he's on Caffeine
He's got everybody
TV.
out. He has not even thrown a slider yet. He's like, I know what y'all hear. Y'all getting the old numero uno. Go get him.
Bro, that's a four-seam fastball. He's like,
14.
I don't give a fuck.
Here you go, big boy. And there's the home run derby, number 40, however many, and he's laid on it. Go sit down. Catch ya.
Is he as jacked as he looks?
Doval?
Yeah, like he looks like a specimen.
Well, not only that, I mean, he's pretty jacked, but he's kind of, oh, that's a slider from hell.
Slider. Now he's going to show off the slider.
Yeah, after throwing 6 straight fastballs, he's going to drop that one on Ramirez. So, let's see what we got working here. Yeehaw! Here, hit this one, big boy, right up under your chin. So, the big thing about Duvall is, he's like tall and skinny, so he's pretty well put together. He's 6'3", I guess, I want to say, right around there.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, to be totally honest with you, I really got to tip my cap to him because when he was in Augusta, Georgia, low A ball, I swear to God, he couldn't throw a strike to save his ass. And this scene, in the All-Star game, I'm like, oh my God, good for you. Good for you.
Yeah, it's just a matter of doing that. It's funny because you brought up another guy earlier from Eastern Illinois. As you see, another 101 mile per hour fastball, but it's Hayden Bursong, who has 63 innings pitched this year. He has 100 strikeouts, but he has a 1.23 WHIP, and which is his walks and his per innings pitch. I have a feeling that's not because he's getting hit. It's because he's walking a lot of guys.
Yes. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. It's because he's walking. But here's what was that?
It was Jose Ramirez doing what Jose Ramirez does. And I actually was going to say this before. If there's one guy that could get Duvall, like, no problem, it's going to be Jose Ramirez.
Really?
The guy's a fucking stud, dude. He figures it out. He's a big, pure hitter. I mean, he's 5'0", weighs 100 nothing. And he's just this like stocky little, and he just fucking hits over and over and over and over and over again. Look at him. Look at him.
Hey,
I just hit.
Yeah, you're talking about him. The guy that we were watching when I was in Eugene, the hitting coach there is Tommy Joseph. The guy that we were watching there that I thought was like Jesus was the catcher for the Mets. At Alvarez?
Yeah.
Alvarez?
Yeah.
The catcher?
Yeah. Yeah.
He was kind of going off, and I was like, damn. He was hitting 450 footers. Ooh, where was that pitch?
Really? It was right down the middle of the Adley Rutschman.
Todd
Adley
Kittner as the home plate umpire. Adley Rutschman, I saw him in Double-A. He was playing for the Bowie Bay Sox, which is Baltimore Orioles Double-A team. I saw him a few years back, and everybody was, raving about him. And he got a few base hits, but he didn't do any damage. But he wasn't there too long. He was gone.
So last night in the home run derby, he hit a bunch of homers. I don't know. Let's call it like 21 from the left side. And then he turns around and he has a 30-second bonus. And he decides to hit for the right side, and this one's drilled into left field, right field.
That's the old. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's the old down and in breaking ball that you do not want to throw to a left-hander. That's what happens to that down and in breaking ball. All he does is drop the head and he hits a rocket to right field.
Dude, it's just natural for the lefties. It's here to here, right? Like this is the natural boom down launching. And by the way, Thrill, it's been a while since I've been on here and worn these shorts, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, here we are. The 1990s coaching shorts from Eric Burns.
But my left ball sack has not fell out of them yet, so all is good.
And that's what we need to make a TikTok on. Burnsy's ball sack has not fallen out. We're good. We're good. He can wear the coaching shorts from the 90s with no ball sack hanging out.
I'm wearing these. I don't know when I'm wearing them. I'm wearing them at one point this week.
Okay, I'm just telling you right now. Don't get fucking grandpa balls and have one of them freaking hang out the side right there.
I hear you, dude. I'm trying not to, man.
Big Mike, all right? Big Mike in the audience there, Battleborn. All right, he comes to the ranch, and we got a guy from Mississippi. His name's Ricky Yates. And Ricky is about as redneck as they come. And he's got this, his dad was James Merle, M-E-R-L. And he'd sit there in his boxer shorts and his balls would hang out all the time. And Ricky tell stories about his mama going, James Merle, put your balls back in your shorts.
James Merle.
Hey, dude, freaking hysterical.
Well, so check this out. We have like a little mini suite here, and we have 5 people staying in here right now. They're not here, but whatever. Yeah. So we have 5 people in here, right? And I keep it at 62 degrees. Like it's freezing right now.
Baby.
Dude, so I can guarantee you my ball sack ain't falling out, man.
Hey,
we're tight as could be right now.
Hey, you mentioned it earlier, and it hit me, and I should have said something about it. You're with Troy Glaus. Tell him we said hey, first off.
Yeah.
And second off, we came from Eugene, and one of his teammates' kid pitched. And matter of fact, he was there. Troy Percival.
Oh, yeah.
Pitched against us. Troy was in the dugout. So you got 2 former California Angel studs. So tell Gloss I said hello and tell him that Percival was there.
Will do. That's pretty cool, man. Yeah, Percival, I believe, was the pitching coach where his son went to school. I think it was maybe UC Irvine. I'm taking a little bit of a guess here. But I know his kid was a prospect, and it's good to see him out. How did he throw?
He caught a loss. We got him early, and he found a little bit of a niche there in the middle of the game, but we had already got to him. So
okay, all right. Well, All-Star Game is 2-1 American League. Go ahead, Felix Bautista, take them out.
So.
What do you got, buddy?
I know you got to roll. So do your thing. Next week, I should be available.
Love it.
Let me ask you this: you got anything going on next week, or you need to move it? Because we move it to Wednesday if you want.
I think we're good.
Let's do this. And for everybody in the audience. Eric and I are going to talk. If we need to move it, we'll move it to Wednesday. All right, but we'll talk.
Plan on every Tuesday at 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock.
Okay.
Your time, 9 o'clock, East Coast time. But plan on that. Those are the best days to do it. I'm pretty sure we get done Sunday here, and I'm traveling back to the Bay Area on Monday. Should be back up in Tahoe by Tuesday.
Okay.
And rock and fucking roll, man, for the second half of the season. Should be a fun one.
Sounds like a plan. You guys have a good one. And as usual,
Say ya!